Now, the federal government says that the Alau Dam in Borno State didn't break, but instead overflowed because of too much rain and climate change. They apologized for the damage and warned that more flooding might happen. Now, the government is giving money to help people or help prevent more flooding and also for fixing dams. They want to help people affected by the flood and stop it from happening again. But so many questions are being asked, so many questions are being raised at the moment. Questions like, why were defects reported on Alau Dam after 400 million naira was, or alleged 400 million naira was budgeted for its rehabilitation in 4 years? If the dam was in perfect condition, why was it unable to contain the magnitude of water coming in? I have two guests with me on the conversation to discuss this. First of all, we have a flood victim, Panam Morrison, joining us to speak, give us his own view and his own what happened to him on this in this particular situation. And we also have Victor Ani-Laju. He is a former presidential candidate with the NNPP, joining us to speak on this as well. Gentlemen, welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, now let me begin with you, Panam. You're the victim. Can you go ahead? Let's hear from you. Let's hear your own side of the story. Can you describe what happened to you, during the flooding?
Actually, my name is Panam Morrison. I came out early to go to the hospital to get a queue for my wife to see the
All right, Panam, we cannot hear you. Is it possible to disconnect your earpiece, and just speak to us directly on your device? Please, if you can do that. All right, Panam, can you hear me now? If you can hear me, Panam, please say something.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. So we can hear you clearly now. Please go ahead.
Okay, like I was saying earlier, I came out of my house around 4 a.m. to go to General Hospital, Maiduguri, in order to get a queue for my wife to see the doctor for checkup. And I saw everybody running helter-skelter from left, right, center of the town with their luggages on their head. So, and then that was when I even discovered that the whole city has been taken up by flood. Like somebody like me, actually, the whole thing started in the night. And so when I get to the hospital, after some few minutes, we were informed that we have to vacate the hospital because as of that time, the water has reached the first gate of the hospital, which is General Hospital, Maiduguri. And before we could even get back home, the water was all over. It has taken everywhere. It has taken the Bank of the North, which is a business place known for the Igbos, close to the hospital. And when we got back home, before you knew, the water has taken over the whole city, especially my own community when I reached Jerusalem. At first, it started with Musa Usman Secretariat. After that, it crossed down to St. John Church, overtook the church, and then St. Patrick as well. From there to fire service, from fire service to Imam Malik, and broke down the walls of the Imam Malik, which is one of the popular mosques we have in Borno, and made its way to my community, which is Jerusalem. And so several people were affected. My people were affected. We joined forces with the youth in the axis to salvage lives and properties, but the damage has been very, very severe, very, very severe. Many households were affected. Many properties were lost. Essential documents were lost. Foodstuffs were lost. And at the moment, people are stranded. They don't even know what to do. So, and all of these people right now are staying at a nearby primary school called Kamsilim Primary School. So all of them are there. And as of yesterday, There is no government agency or INGO or local NGO that has reached to them except for individual support. But as of today,
The primary school
have
you stay, the primary school where you stay, is that an IDP camp or you're just sheltering there for now?
It's not an IDP camp, but that's the only available place for people to run to.
Oh, all right.
It's not an IDP camp.
All right, we will come back to you, Victor, and our hearts go out to you and your family, and we empathize with you on your predicament. But let's speak to, that's Panam. Let's speak to Victor now. Victor, now you've heard everything that Panam has actually said, what he went through. But contrary to what has been said in the news as well, the federal government has attributed the overflow of the dam to climate change and excessive rainfall, saying that the dam didn't collapse, but it struggled to handle the excess water from nearby tributaries, causing the overflow into surrounding areas. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, okay, thank you. First thing, we need to ask ourselves, when was this dam built? This dam was built, if I'm not mistaken, for over 20 years now, if I am not mistaken. And as you know, every dam needs to be, capacity need to be extended, needs to be maintained. And the water level, like we know generally, coming from the global surface, it's going high. So we expected this to have happened, right? So, but the question is that why is the government not prepared for this? Even if money was allocated, hundreds of millions of naira was allocated, and to date, nothing has been done, not even a maintenance has been done on that dam for the past 3 to 4 years now. So anybody coming on board saying that it's climate change, that is not true. That cannot be true. Because what I'm saying, because I have been to Borno, I have been to that, almost that area, right? I know what is going on around there. What
have you been privy to see the dam as well?
Yes, some time ago, but not now. Not now that we're having this.
How long ago?
Flow. Like say 2 years, two years ago, yes.
And what is your take? What is your take? On the dam?
There's no maintenance. Nothing has been done. To me, it looked like an abandoned site. Nothing has been done, except something has been done maybe since after I've left. But I even called to make some verification. They said nothing has been done since I last visited Borno. Now, what Morris did not tell you is that even the IDP camp in Jerusalem has been affected, right? So, in fact, the IDPs in Borno right now, some of them, that especially those in the Christian community, they don't even have an IDP camp to go stay. Some people are living on the streets, some people are sleeping on the road, some people are just hanging around, not having where to eat, or especially those from the Christian community. There is something going on in Borno that I want us to understand here. It's like the Christian community is being left aside. They are not being taken care of, right? Because in Borno, they have a Christian community where you have a separate IDP, which is occupied by 99% of them are Christians there. And these persons, and coincidentally, their IDP camp is one of the camp that has been flooded. And as we speak right now, the government have not made an alternative place for them to stay, right? And that is a big issue. What I'm saying that is a big issue is that I'm even surprised that it's now that the government, they are coming up to talk about this flood in Borno. Since over a month ago, I've watched on Al Jazeera when they were talking about, they were even counting at that time about 30% were already dead. I could tell you the first time I heard about this was in August, second week in August. There are people already dying in the northern part of Nigeria. I heard it on Al Jazeera, and I've confirmed because I've checked. As of yesterday, I checked. So
what was it attributed to? Was it also attributed to the dam or climate change?
Yes, it was attributed to the dam.
So it wasn't this bad as of that time? in August.
I said that time 30 persons have died. 30 persons have died in Jigawa. Because this whole thing is, whenever there's a flood, we know that the state that is on our boundaries, especially in the northern part, it always affects them. So why did the government not do something immediately? It affected the first state in the north. That's what, to me, I just feel that what happened is because of the negligence of our politicians.
All right,
politicians have lost empathy. They don't care about the people.
All right, Victor.
What they care about is how to make money out of every situation.
All right, Victor. Now let's hear some more from Panam now. Panam, please go ahead. He was talking about how this flood has actually affected people in Borno State. Please go ahead and tell us or explain to us how this has actually affected your livelihood and also your daily life. And tell us also what the most challenging moment was for you during the flooding.
Actually, like I earlier said, I was about to take my wife to hospital, but because of the flooding, we were asked to come back home. Most of the hospitals were affected by the flood. The hospitals were locked down. We don't have access to health facility. I've been home with my wife. As you can see, even where I am now, I just went out to call somebody to come attend to us. But rain started because there has been a prediction there will be rain from today to about 6 days, and it was a very heavy one. So it was very challenging for me because I cannot access even healthcare. No markets for you to even go and buy foodstuffs. No market. Most of the markets have been affected by the water. Its flood has affected almost no market is available in the whole city. Everywhere is shut down. Banks are shut down. Schools are shut down. So it was a very challenging moment for us. And for my community, the Jerusalem in particular, since the day the flood began up to this moment, there has not been any government agency that has come to provide relief materials or foodstuffs or drugs for our people. These people are in Kansulim Primary School, even as I speak to you now, which includes children.
Panam, does the government have an idea that there are people camped where you are in that primary school? Because I know that people are trooping into IDP camps every day, and with all the relief materials that the government is actually getting, the people are actually, getting those materials as well. So are they aware that there are people camped in where you are at the moment?
Yes, the government are aware because we have made several videos. We tag many government officials that we know. But like today, several calls has also been made. To the government officials. So as I speak to you now, it's only individual support that has come to these people. But as of today, after putting on so much pressure, somebody came to us and said he's the advisor to the governor, and he took record and said we're going to hear from him. But ever since he left up to this moment, we haven't had anything.
How long ago was that?
That was in the morning.
Okay.
That was in the morning. So we are still expecting. But for the last 5 days, since the day the flood began, there has not been any support from the government, no support from any NGO, either local or international. It is only individual support. Some people whom the Lord has put in position that had pity on us and bought foodstuffs for us. And I speak to you right now by the calculation I received from the PFN. About 11 churches are submerged in the water. Over 800 to 1,000 people are also affected in the Christian community.
Okay.
So, like today, we had a visitor, which is Dr. Paul Enenche, the senior pastor of Dunamis International, and we are believing he came in for us, and he is one person that I can say that has stepped down into the state today for our own people. But as I speak to you right now, we are still in anticipation to receive government agencies, to receive the government. That's why we are crying out, please and please, our people are suffering here as they are distributing the materials as directed by the federal government. They should please help us and ensure that those help has also reached our place, because we are also citizens of the state and we are also human beings. And we are not talking about tribe, we are not talking about culture, we are not talking about religion. We are talking about life now. We are talking about life. We are talking about saving life of fellow human beings like us.
Well, Panam, we just hope that since the government agency actually came in this morning, that any moment from now, this evening, and hopefully tomorrow, that they would come to you guys with relief materials. Just hang in there. Now, let's come back to you, Victor. Now, he talked about, relief materials, and we've seen so many, contributions pouring in. We've heard that Kano State government and Atiku Abubakar have actually donated 100 million naira each. We've also heard of the UN and the WHO saying that they're going to support, the people of Borno State. That's not including other organizations, private organizations, and independent organizations as well. Now, we've also seen that the president has approved 108 billion naira for food prevention across the 36 states, okay, for flood prevention, I beg your pardon. How do you think, or how can they ensure that the money is effectively utilized and reaches the intended beneficiaries?
Well, the truth about it, like this money has been disbursed for over some days now, and we have not seen anything being done. Now, we are just focusing on food, let them eat. And we ask ourselves, where are these over 5,000 people, where are they staying? Where are they going to sleep? Where are they going to keep their little, the little property they have? And these people are majorly children. You could see the video you are even showing now. You could see that 80% of those population are teenagers and children and mothers. Where are they staying? As we speak right now, the Borno government have not told us this is where we have set up for these people to stay. That's my major concern. Just look at the video now. They are just on a feed, and I guarantee you that 80% of these people are going to sleep outside here. If you go there and ask them, you'll find out that a lot of them have been sleeping outside, just like Morris right now. The issue here, I don't think that Tinubu is doing his work. It's not about giving state governors 100-something billion. It is not us to come and announce figure for us. Let us be specific. Okay, we have like 5,000 beds for people to sleep. That's how you relieve people that is facing fraud. We have like 5,000 beds in this area. You can go there and sleep. We have a shelter that can accommodate 10,000 people in this area. You can go there and stay, because anybody goes there now, cook rice and give to them, they will put it on air that they have come to attend to the people. What have they done? Nothing. We're not hearing any tangible assistance. Or what we're just hearing is that they're giving people food. Governor is coming to share money. Well, you're giving people money. Where are they going to spend the money? Okay. Banks are not working. There's no market to buy food. So what I'm trying to say here is that this whole thing, it's not just only Borno that it's happening. Don't forget, Jigawa also is facing massive flood. In fact, Jigawa started losing people in August. About 30 persons had died, right? And right now, Jigawa is not on the news right now. We don't even know what is happening to them. To me, I just see that these politicians playing their political gymnastic to make more money. At the end of the day, all this money that has been said, I would have loved to hear.
So Victor, are you saying that you've not been able to ascertain the 3 camps that were open in Gwengi for people to come in and find shelter?
The majority of the camps, from the information reaching me, are not where people can sleep. It's just like a school where people can gather. The majority of them don't have beds. And if they have beds, it could be like in a place where you have like 5,000 persons, you just have like about less than 500 beds. So where are the rest people going to sleep? I'm telling you, if you go to Borno and speak right now, report reaching me is that majority of the people are just sleeping by the roadside as we speak. And if the government want to intervene, it's not about money. They should start telling us that they are building, or we have shut down University of Maiduguri, all the hostels. Now people can move in there and stay, or there's the facility or there's the hotel that be shut down for people to go there and squat. or people, they are opening up their mosques, they're opening up their churches. This is how you attend to issues like this. It's not just about
it's
doing,
kind of difficult in this case, considering that over 70%, has been submerged, and even some of those places that you have actually mentioned, like Panam actually said, 11 churches have been submerged. Those are places that I know can actually offer shelter to some of these people. Even the University of Maiduguri itself, the hostels and all that. But that's, by the way, let's come back to you, Panam. We'll come back to you too, Victor, please. Now, Panam, speak to us on how the flooding has actually impacted your sense of safety and security. And tell us what you think the government needs to be doing at the moment to alleviate the suffering of the people of Borno State.
Okay, thank you so much for having me back. Actually, our security is totally at stake at the moment because the flooding has affected so many places like graveyards, and like the zoo where the wild animals are kept. There are a lot of snakes inside this water right now, a lot of crocodiles. And then anytime there's a flood like this, definitely we are not praying. We are praying that God will help us. But if care is not taken, after it, there's going to be a massive outbreak of diseases. And right now, most of the places that have been affected in the city of Maiduguri, I think one thing the government needs to do is to ensure that immediately a fumigation or a measurement has been taken for health care system in terms of people, because like in the camp where our people are, like in my community, that as of this morning we had cases of people who are sick. They are lying down on the floor. And there's no any medical team that has reached out to them. And there are a lot of children going barefooted, running helter-skelter. So what I actually expect the government to do, like Victor Ani-Laju has said, there has to be a proper attention to these people. There has to be a proper attention. Like in the camp I'm talking about, many people are there. Like one of the camps here, School, we have over 21,000 people in that camp. And that is not a camp, it's a school. It's a secondary school for Yerwa secondary school. 21,000 people in one place. Imagine the air pollution. Imagine, them mingling with each other. No proper places for them to sleep. No facilities where they can go urinate, take care of themselves. It's something, a lot of people are coming together, and that can result to a lot of healthcare challenges for us in the state. I think there should be availability of many camps, many places should be prepared so that the people can be segmented into these camps for disease prevention, for outbreak of disease prevention.
Indeed.
And like the support is coming into town, actually, like you mentioned, people like Atiku Abubakar, Aliko Dangote, and the federal government. But the thing is that without having a proper committee on ground, faithful people that will ensure they go to the nooks and crannies of the state to find out the people that are really affected by this flood and reach out to them. At the end of the day, in many cases, money comes in, and at the end of the day, the money will not come to the right people.
Exactly. So, Panam, in like 30 seconds, can you go ahead and tell us, what message you'd like to share with others who are in the same situation as you are at the moment and going through a similar experience?
The only message I'm going to tell people is that we just need to, this is the right time for us to just be patient, and we need to be security minded. We need to protect ourselves. We should avoid mingling with people, like too many people, you understand what I'm saying, like dirty places. And we have to be very careful. The truth is, many lives are in danger right now. Like this morning, where I am, I have to call the police that are there, and tell them that things are not done like this. The people will just come in because there is no, the place is disorganized. So people will just come in and we are here, and then they will have access.
All right,
with the
Panam, let's get to hear Victor's final thoughts as well. And now, Victor, you actually talked a lot about, what government ought to be doing. Now, they've already said that they have technical teams assessing dams nationwide and also planning upgrades. In fact, a policy think tank Yeah, that's Brute Custard, in partnership with NIPS, has actually offered free training on risk reduction and disaster preparedness for all staff of Borno State Emergency Management Agency. And we know that we already have budgetary allocations for 2024 and 2025 targeting dam rehabilitation. Now, will all this be enough to mitigate the effects of climate change on Nigeria's water resources, even if the rains get heavier? We'll need your answer in 1 minute, please. Thank you.
No, that will not solve the problem. That will just be we attending to issues on the surface. We need to go down to understand how Borno as a state, how it's been organized. We need to know these areas that is prone to flood. We need to know the state of the dam. We need to know where can people now best for people to stay. If they have to start building a new community, a new city from areas that is far away from the areas that can be flooded, that's what we should start doing. Now, but temporarily, what we should do now is to start creating shelters for people to go and stay. When you create shelters, it will enable them to be able to give them whatever they need. You can't gather, just like I told you, he just mentioned it. You cannot gather over 20,000 people in just one primary school feed, and at night you don't know what is going on. These people don't have hospital, they don't have security. Come on now. I don't know what the government, for me, are not doing anything, and they have not done anything. So I just want to say to the people of Borno, speak up. Speak up. Use your social media platform. Let us know what is going on. Do a lot of video. Put it on social media. Let's hear. Because if you're waiting for these politicians will always come and tell you whatever they feel we want to hear. But that's not the truth. The reality of that is that the people are suffering. The people are suffering. We need to send help to the people. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this evening on the conversation and speaking on this. Panam Morrison, flood victim. We also had Victor Ani-Laju, former presidential candidate, NNPP. We appreciate you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.